I never thought a few words could end my marriage, but that's exactly what happened. My name is Ethan, and my wife Vanessa, and I had been together for 7 years, married for 4. On paper, we had everything: a beautiful home, 2 kids we adored, and a life that looked perfect to everyone on the outside. But here's the thing: stability isn't the same as happiness, and love can't survive when respect and intimacy have vanished. That morning started just like any other. I'd dropped the kids off at school, done the grocery shopping, and was in the kitchen making breakfast when Vanessa came downstairs. She looked tired, distant, and had this irritable energy around her. I tried to start a conversation, asking about her day, her plans, just normal small talk, but her responses were short, barely there. Then, in a tone I'd never heard from her before, she looked at me and said, "Ethan, no touching me today." I froze. My first thought was that she was just tired or stressed or not in the mood. I could respect that. We all have those days. But there was something in the way she said it, something cold and deliberate. It wasn't a gentle, "Hey, I'm not feeling it right now." It was a dismissal, a statement that cut deeper than she could have possibly realized. I tried to brush it off, to move past it, but those words just hung in the air like a sharp blade pointed right at my chest. A few minutes later, I had to ask, "Vanessa, what's going on? Why are you saying that? Did I do something wrong?" I asked carefully, trying my best not to escalate things. She just shrugged, barely making eye contact. "I'm just not in the mood." "Leave it alone, Ethan. Today is my day." That's when it hit me. This wasn't just about today. It wasn't about her being tired or stressed, her tone, her words, her entire attitude. It was all part of a larger pattern that had been building for months, maybe even years. A pattern of disregard for my needs, my feelings, and for our marriage itself. I had tried for so long to keep the intimacy alive, to nurture our connection, to be a supportive and loving partner, but it felt like she had already checked out emotionally. I spent the rest of the day in a quiet, simmering anger. Every small interaction we had felt strained and heavy. I realized that this simple phrase, "no touching me today," wasn't really about physical intimacy at all. It was about control. It was a power play. It was a clear reflection of a marriage that had lost its balance, its respect, and its warmth. By the evening, I knew I had a choice to make. I could keep pretending, ignore the massive red flags, and just hope that things would somehow get better on their own. Or I could finally face the truth. Vanessa no longer valued me as a partner, as a husband, or even as a person she was willing to share her life with. Staying would only prolong the pain, deepen the hurt, and emotionally damage both of us, not to mention our children. So I made a decision. I looked her straight in the eyes, my voice steady but firm. "Vanessa, I've been thinking. This marriage, it isn't working anymore. I can't stay where I'm not respected, where my feelings and my needs are constantly ignored. No touching me today. That's the final straw. There's no more us. Goodbye." She looked up, completely stunned. For a second, her eyes widened, and I thought I saw a flash of panic, maybe even regret. "Ethan, wait." "What are you saying?" she asked, her voice trembling. "I'm saying goodbye, Vanessa. I'm leaving." "This marriage is over," I said. My heart was heavy, but for the first time in a long time, my mind was crystal clear. She tried to argue. She cried. She pleaded, but I didn't engage. I didn't need to. I had finally seen the truth, and I refused to stay in a life where I felt invisible, unwanted, and dismissed. That night, I quietly packed a bag with what I needed and I left. I walked away from a marriage that had been slowly betraying me for years. Friends and family were shocked. They all called, asking questions I wasn't ready to answer, wondering how I could leave so suddenly. But deep down, I knew I had done the right thing. I had reclaimed my dignity, my self-respect,